we will talk about another field device. It is the contactor. To understand the job of it and how it is used, we assume that we have a motor and we need to run it using a PLC signal. Will we connect the motor directly to the PLC? Of course, no, because PLC output is 24 volt DC, but the motor needs 400 volt AC with high current source. In this case, we should use a contactor. What is the contactor and its working principle? It has the same principle of the mechanical relay. It consists of coil and contacts, but the contacts here are two types. Power contacts, where we connect the power phase lines with the motor wires, and the auxiliary points, which are used for the control circuit as a feedback about the state of contactor. There is a label on the coil of the contactor where we find the volt required to activate the coil. Some are 24 volts DC and others are 220 volts AC, and so on. This volt will be selected depending on the control volt available in the electrical panel. Once the volt is connected to the coil, there will be a magnetic field generated around it. This field will pull the contact points, then the motor will start. How to measure a contactor? Turn off the power. Measure the continuity of the coil ends. Press manually on the contactor head and measure the input with the output points. There should be an ohm reading. Manually operated switch. This type of switches is controlled by hand. An example is the push-button switch, which has two types. Normally open contact, where it is normally open, and when I press the button, it will be closed. Normally closed contact, which will be opened when I press the button. Another type of manually operated switch is the selector switch. The main difference is that the push button is pressed, but the selector is rotated. Also, the common selector will hold its position after you release it at a certain angle. This is a type of selector. An example from Tetra Pak machines, the service switch in the electrical panel. This selector has a wire connected to the 24 volt and another wire to the PLC. Another type of manually operated switch. Dip switch is the same as the light lamp switches. The next is the mechanically operated switch. This type of switches changes its contact points based on any external factors, such as pressure, position, or temperature. Limit switch. It consists of two contact points, normal open and normal close, or common wire, NC wire and NO wire. An example from Tetra Pak machines is the one used in crank handle sensor, which is connected to the safety circuit. It is connected to 24 volt supply, and the other 2 points are connected to safety PLC. When it is activated, these 2 points should change their feedback to the safety PLC. Thermostat switch. Thermostat is consisted of a metal strip which is expanded with temperature. An example from Tetra Pak machines is the electrical cabinet cooling unit anti-freeze thermostat.